You got V12, I got 12 V's. Got bottles, got weed, got my. I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me.
Hello and welcome to the Pip Stars Show. My name is Zaheer Coerecuis, also known as Zee, and I'll be your host during this show. What is the Pip Stars Show all about? Now that's a good question. When I started this whole venture, I posted it online onto Facebook and Instagram, and I've had a lot of guys asking me, Zaheer, what is the Pip Stars Show all about? It sounds interesting, but what is it all about? So in a nutshell, guys, the Pip Stars Show is all about Forex. If you're a Forex trader, then this is the show that you want to watch. If you want to get into the Forex market, this is the show that you want to watch. The show won't disappoint you. Number one, if you are new to Forex, I'll basically give free induction training on this show. Alright? If you are fairly well into your Forex career, you will get the opportunity to meet some of the best Forex traders out there. And we'll be talking to them, we'll be asking them a lot of in-depth questions. We'll look at their careers, we'll look at how they started off. And for those who feel like, you know what, Forex is a big giant to undertake, these guys will show to you that they basically, against all the odds, they walk that narrow road. So in a nutshell, it's all about Forex. We're going to interview Forex traders. We'll be interviewing Forex schools. We'll also have interviews with Forex brokers. And it's a lot of information for Forex traders out there to sharpen up their Forex knowledge and also to give them an edge in the market. So if you are new to Forex, this is the right show for you to start following. Alright. So without any delay, who am I? My name is Zaheer Coerecuis. Now, a little bit about myself. I used to work 9 to 5 for close to 7 years, and 2.5 years back, I decided, you know what, I want to venture into this Forex journey or into this Forex industry. And I must say it's pretty tough to start off with. You don't know a single thing about the industry. You still need to learn all of the goodies about the industry, all the basics. And what's always troubling is, especially when you're starting off, you're seeing a lot of individuals posting results, posting trades via social media, and you're like, damn, I want to be as good as they are. But then something that I failed to understand back then was I did not understand the amount of time and effort that particular individual put into the Forex knowledge and upskilling themselves. So hence I took time out and I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed time from going to braais. I sacrificed time from spending time with friends to just focusing on Forex. I mean, late nights, 9 to 5 I used to work. When I got home, I would then straight after that go sleep. At 11 at night, I would wake up and I would be studying. And I was so consumed by Forex that it basically overtook everything that I had planned, because I was just determined to make it in this Forex industry. So I'm pretty chuffed about how far I came in this industry, and I've learned quite a lot from a lot of good individuals in this Forex industry. And yeah, so my mission now is to bring you up close and personal with all these role players that I personally know in the Forex market, and some that I don't personally know but whom I've heard of, etc. So it is now my duty to pay my respect and pay back to the Forex market, you know. So hence when I started this show, it was all about, you know what, how can I help someone who wants to start off in the Forex market? how can I help them make this road a little bit more easier, to bring a little bit more understanding? Because although you might have mentorship, you might attend the Forex school, but you might lack a little bit of one-on-one time, or you might lack a little bit of outside of the ordinary time, you know. And by outside of the ordinary, what I mean is just a little bit of insight from a different perspective. So don't despair. This show is all about Forex. We'll have interviews with some of the greatest Forex traders out there. Some of the greatest Forex schools we'll have interviews with, as well as some of the greatest Forex brokers. Alright, so don't be despair. Okay, so that is my promise and my pledge onto you. So let's get into the show, guys. First and foremost, in Cape Town, we've had a bit of a weather storm, and I just want to have a little bit of a moment of silence for some of the lives that were lost in the storm, and then also for the brigade, the fire brigade, etc., that's working quite hard there in the Knysna area. So let's just have a moment of peace for them, guys. Alright, so we're back, guys. So what can you expect as a viewer of this program? Like I said, we'll bring you a lot of up close and personal interviews, and if you're new to Forex, we'll also give you free induction training, and obviously that induction training will be done by myself. So I did do a little bit of tutoring not too long ago, so I'm glad for that. It was a nice experience for me into the Forex world and into my Forex career. So guys, what is Forex? I think that's the biggest question starting off with anyone that's new to Forex. So Forex is merely the exchange of one currency for another. Now Forex is the abbreviation of foreign exchange. Okay, so which means you need to exchange one currency for another. Hence you will sometimes hear on the news the dollar went stronger or the dollar went weaker against the rand, and that is some of the goodies that we as Forex traders are very concerned about. So in a nutshell, if you're planning a trip to the US, for example, and you're a South African citizen, you have to bear in mind that you currently possess rands, and that by going on a trip to the US, you need to convert your rands to dollars. So let's hypothetically say you're leaving today to the US, and the exchange rate is 13 rand to the dollar, which means for every dollar you need to pay 13 rand. Fine, fair enough. So you're on your way, you go to Las Vegas, you're having a ball of a time, and a month has passed, and now it's time to come back. So now you're on your way back from your trip in the US, and you're on your way back to the South African shore. Now the exchange rate has changed. So remember, before, when you left to the US, it was 13 rand to the dollar, and now you're on your way back. The exchange rate has now increased to 15 rand to the dollar, which now means for every dollar you're getting an extra 2 rand. Where you paid 13 rand for $1, now you're selling that dollar for 15 rand. So that is how Forex works in itself, and that is how traders make money. Alright, so I won't go into detail with pips, etc. But when we speak about Forex, it is merely the exchange of one currency for another. Essentially, you have to buy one currency and sell one currency. So if we look at the currency pair US dollar ZAR, that is our Forex quote. In that quote, if I take a position in the market, either I'm buying or I'm selling, it would now basically mean that I'm buying the one currency and selling the other currency at the same time. because I know there's a lot of confusion, especially when new Forex traders come on board. They're quite confused as to whether they must first buy and then sell, or first sell and then buy. But that's a no-go. All you need to do is decide on whether the exchange rate will either increase or decrease, depending on whether the dollar will gain strength or whether the ZAR will gain strength. Alright, so we'll obviously go into more details on that, but that is a summary of what is Forex. Like I mentioned, it's the exchange from one currency to another, and Forex is basically the abbreviation for foreign exchange. Now, who trades Forex? I think that's a good question. The people that trades Forex is your retail traders like myself and many of the other traders that we'll have on board in the interviews. Currently, South Africa is flooded with a lot of retail traders and new and aspiring retail traders flocking into the market in itself. So retail traders in itself is one of the role players that trades Forex. You also have your banks that trades your foreign exchange over there, and you also have like your hedge funds, you also have like your big investment firms. All of those guys will be in the Forex market. So if you are smart, you can't want to trade against one of these big institutions, because they do have a lot of money. So they have a lot of liquid capital, and they can significantly move the money or move the market prices to either in a upward direction or downward direction, or like we like to refer as a trend. So those are some of the guys that is role players within the Forex market, and you could possibly be a role player too, depending on whether it is that you want to start off. So how do I trade Forex? Because I mean, where do I start? Forex online, how do I go about it? So Forex is basically traded online via a brokerage, and the brokerage would normally be the broker that you prefer. Let's say you've analyzed your broker, you saw that the broker has the best spreads, the broker has easy withdrawal plans, and you found out, for example, the broker is let's say a direct market access broker, and that is your brokerage of choice. You can now decide, you know what, this is my broker and I'm going to trade with this broker online. So how does it work? So essentially you need software to trade Forex. Now the software you need is free of charge. I've seen instances where individuals charge you for software. Guys, if anyone is charging you for MetaTrader 4 software or MetaTrader 5 software, please refrain from it. The software is free of charge. You can basically download it either from your brokerage or you can download it from MetaQuotes. Now, the software is the platform that you use to connect with your brokerage, which allows you to trade Forex online. So when it comes to funding, you basically fund your brokerage account, and that brokerage account you upload onto your MetaTrader 4 software or MetaTrader 5 software, and then from there you basically start trading. Now it is not just about jumping in with both feet and be like, you know what, I've got a couple of dollars to spill, let me go for it. You will lose your money. If you're not sure about what you're doing, you will lose the money. Alright, so do first upskill yourself. There's no lucky guesses. I like to refer to George, for example, who used to say it's either you trading or you gambling. Alright, and you don't want to be gambling, because with gambling you will lose. And if you are trading, then it means you are smart about what you're doing. You are thinking of probabilities and you are analyzing the market, and you want to take trades where the probabilities are high of being successful. You don't just want to haphazardly make decisions and decide to buy or sell the market, etc. So yeah, do decide on some training over there and some mentorship. So how can you get training, and how and where can you get mentorship? If you're a South African citizen, there's a lot of Forex schools that's available that you can choose from. I will bring you some interviews with some of those schools that you can decide on. So first do a little bit of research on who the person is that you want to join before making some decisions as to whether you want to join that person's school. There is quite a few good Forex traders out there that you can learn from. There's also quite a few not so good Forex traders out there that maybe just want to rip you off from your money over there. So just be very careful over there. But don't worry, the further we go into the show, the more interviews I can get for you and the more details I can make available to you about who is some of the top Forex schools that you can learn with, and who is some of the top Forex brokers that you can start trading with. So if you are a new Forex trader, where would you like to start, and where can you basically start with the whole journey? Now, first and foremost, do some research on your own about Forex. Learn and read something about Forex. If you want, you can check out my website. The link will be in the description, and you can download some free reading material that you can basically go and read about Forex. Also, for those who are fairly well in their trading career, I also make available some of the Forex material that I've read free of charge, that is available on the website for you to download. You can read through it. It's very insightful. It helps you a lot when it comes to deciphering the market, and it helps you a lot as well when it comes to your analyzing or your analytics in terms of how to analyze the market and what it is that you are looking for. Now, if you are starting off this journey, pace yourself. Do not rush yourself. There's no need to rush yourself. If you are an existing Forex trader but you're still battling to get on drift, pace yourself. Don't push yourself. Don't rush yourself. There's many traders out there that's extremely good, but sometimes they are forced by external forces. They are pushed to the limits where they take higher risks. And with higher risk can be higher reward, but it can also result in higher losses. Now, I just also want to make this clear. Forex trading, guys, is risky. So do not decide to trade Forex if you don't have money that's available that you can afford to lose. If you cannot afford to lose any of the funds, then do not trade Forex. You can still learn to trade Forex, but do not trade on a live account if you're not comfortable with losing any of your funds. So guys, let's get into a free Forex lesson over here. Now, remember earlier I mentioned to you that Forex is the abbreviation for foreign exchange, and that it can even be abbreviated further to FX. So hence, if you go online onto Facebook, you basically see that my profile is Zaheer Coerecuis. It's just to symbolize that I'm interested in Forex, you know. So that's a profile where if you want to talk Forex, let's do it on that profile. I've also got a personal profile, but I'd like to keep things personal on them. Now, my free lesson for today is US dollar ZAR. I made an example earlier. So US dollar ZAR is our Forex quote. So if someone asks you, what is a Forex quote? A Forex quote is a currency pair. Now the word pair means that there's two currencies involved. Okay, so which means you'll have US dollar versus ZAR. Now, when it comes to US dollar ZAR, which one is the base currency? Now, because US dollar ZAR, USD is mentioned firstly, that would now be our base currency. And what would be our quote currency? US dollar ZAR would now be our quote currency. So if the dollar is my base currency and ZAR is my quote currency, I can now compute that if the exchange rate increases, so if the exchange rate goes from 13 Rand to the dollar to 15 Rand to the dollar, then it essentially means that my base currency, which is the US dollar, has gained value, or the economy has become a little bit stronger, and that our ZAR currency has lost value, or that our economy has grown weaker, or our unemployment is higher, etc. Now, when the base currency increases, or when the base currency gains value, the price will increase, which means you can consider taking a buying position or a long position. If the base currency decreases in value or loses value, in this case the dollar, if the dollar loses value, the exchange rate will decrease, which means you can consider taking a short or a sell position in the market. If the quote currency, which is the ZAR, loses, for example, if the ZAR economy loses value, then price will increase. If the ZAR economy gains value, for argument's sake, let's say our GDP is strong, our unemployment rate is lower, and there's more stability, then by all means you can now take a short position on US dollar ZAR in the hopes that the ZAR economy will become stronger, resulting in the Rand gaining value. So guys, that is my free tip over there in terms of Forex, and I hope you enjoyed this session with me. I just also want to apologize for the mere fact that I couldn't produce this live. I was caught off guard due to some stormy weather in Cape Town, which had resulted in our studio not having connectivity in terms of Wi-Fi. So that would have made it a bit impossible for us to go live. And hopefully by Tuesday everything will be back to normal and we can shoot some live videos for you or do some live feeds for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Do not despair, guys. There's many more coming. There's many more exciting stuff coming. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and also if you want, add me on Facebook. And furthermore, also like our Facebook page, The Pip Stars Show. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Zee. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.